if you believe that reality is real, you're still going to suffer. I've been telling y'all guys that the worst mistakes that you have made in your life was believing that reality was real. You did have the option of not believing that this reality is actually real, but you believed that it was real and you took it seriously, and now you are too addicted to it, so it's hard for you to let go. That is why when I tell y'all that you need to detach yourself from a lot of things, you say that it's so hard, it's impossible to not care. It's impossible to not care what other people think of you. It is impossible for you to be detached. No, it's not. You just took this too seriously, and you shouldn't have. It's not real. What made you believe that it's real? Let's start there. What makes you really believe that this reality is real? So, you live on a planet. No one really knows how life began. I mean, you believe that the Big Bang happened and things just started existing, and yeah, things happened a long time ago, and as a result you are here, you are having an experience, and you are here as a result of some random cosmic event. Come on, man, come on. How can you not see that that is completely impossible? All right, this is not the real reality. If it was the real reality, trust me, you would know things that you actually need to know. You understand that you know nothing. You know nothing because this is not the real reality. You're not even supposed to know anything. It's like being in a dream, all right? In a dream, you're not supposed to know anything. What the heck are you going to know in a dream? Think about it. In a dream, what can you know? You are dreaming right now. What can you know in a dream? How can you know how the dream began in a dream? Remember, you're going to use the tools that you have in a dream to actually try to figure out what's actually going on. You're not going to use the tools outside of the dream to know that you're in a dream. So you're going to use the tools that you have in your dream. You're going to use the scientific instruments that you have in your dreams to try to figure out what's actually going on. So do you think you can ever figure out what's going on? If you're stuck in a dream and you're using the tools that you have in the dream to figure out what's actually going on, you're going to believe anything, right? If you are dreaming that you were an alien, but when you came to Earth, you realized that there's something that you needed to change so that you'll be able to, live on Earth. If you are having a dream that is actually the truth, you'd find evidence for that being true. You understand? It's a dream. It's an illusion. You're supposed to believe that it's not a dream. You're supposed to believe that it's real. That's what you must realize. So, there will be no way of you actually realizing that you are dreaming if you are using the instruments that you have in your dream. Right? And you would not know anything at all. Like when you start asking questions and you don't really stop, right? Because this is the mistake that people are making. So they ask themselves questions, but then they stop after they find answers that make them feel comfortable. They don't continue to ask questions. So once they start feeling comfortable, they stop asking questions. So even in your dream, like if you ask yourself questions about the experience that you are having and then you stopped after feeling comfortable, what will happen? You never figure out what the heck is going on. You see, you never figure out that what you believe is false, because what you wanted is comfort, and it's easy to feel comfortable right? It's so damn easy. You can literally believe anything. The human mind can believe anything. That is why when you are having dreams that don't make sense, you believe. You believe that what's happening actually makes sense. If this was the real reality, you would really know what is actually going on. We would have figured out what's going on. I mean, how long have we been here? You mean to tell me that we've been here for many, many years and we still don't know what is going on? Like, we still don't have a clue what's going on. I know that people have theories about what's going on, but it's just theories, right? We still don't have a real clue what's actually going on. What if we do not have a clue what's going on? Because everything that you see isn't real. So there will be no way of like figuring out what the truth is by just learning from what we are seeing. Does that make sense? Like, oh yeah, the theory of evolution is true. We come from monkeys, this and that. Like, if it's an illusion, there's no way that we'll figure out what the truth is by just trying to study what's happening in this damn illusion. You see? Using the instruments that are not even real. Because if this is not real, it means that nothing about it is real. So even the instruments that you are using trying to figure out what this reality is are not real, right? What you really have is your mind. So you must think, right? What you really have is your mind. You must ask yourself questions. If this was the real reality, how would it look like? What would be happening? What are they called? Oh, they're flying. I was surprised. I was like, they're not gonna fly? But I'm surprised. Why are they scared of humans? It's not like humans eat them. They don't eat them. Yeah, you must ask yourself, how will real reality even look like? Think. Will it really look like this? Does it make sense to you that you are in a reality that is actually real and you don't know what created it, why you are having an experience, like what's really going on? You have no clue. Like that really makes sense to you. This is the real reality, but you don't know how everything came into existence. You're conscious. Do you understand how crazy it is that you're actually conscious? Do you understand that you being conscious is actually stranger than you living in a world, right, in a floating rock? Like that can be explained, but you being conscious, that's the true miracle. Like that's crazy. So you're conscious, you don't know how you became conscious, and you find yourself, having this experience in a world that you do not understand. Like that's not really possible. All right. If this was the real reality, you'd know where you come from, you'd know why you exist, you'd know who, constructed this reality. So you must realize this is not the real reality, and you must stop giving it your energy. Things are going to happen in your life that do not make sense, all right? If something happens and you see that, okay, this doesn't make sense, and it's bothering you, stop giving it your energy. You don't have to give it your energy. You've made a choice a long time ago to give it your energy, and you became attached. So you naturally give it your energy even when you do not want to, because you're too damn attached. You must realize it's not real, man. Things just happen. You're not even in control, all right? You're not where you are in life because of the decisions that you've made. Like, you've made the right decisions, that's why you are where you are, or you've made the wrong decisions, that's why you are where you are. Nah, man. You're not in control. You would be in a better place even if you've made the decisions that you've made. You being where you are is where you are exactly where life wanted you to be. You are exactly where the matrix wanted you to be. All right, you will be in a better place if this matrix wanted you to be in a better place without having to do anything other than what you did. You understand? You could have gotten positive results. You could have gotten better results. But you are where you are because, well, that's where the matrix wanted you. Think about it, man. You are having an experience in a world. You don't know who created this world that you are having an experience in. You don't know who created you. You don't know why you are having the experience that you are having. And you believe that it's all real. You believe that, oh no, the experience that I'm having is real. Everything that's happening is random. If I do this will happen. If I do that will happen. No, man. All of it isn't like controlled by you. That's what you must realize. Hola. Ole. This is not controlled by you, man. You don't believe me? Fine. Try to get what you want to get. Like, let's just say there's something that you want to get. Do whatever it takes to get it. See if you get it. Do you really think that you are where you are in life because of the decisions that you've made? There wasn't anything else in control. It was just you. I mean, you didn't choose where you will be born. You didn't choose what you would go through. You didn't choose the result that you were going to get. Do you understand that there are some things that you did so well in life but still gotten bad results? So you've done something so well but still got bad results. There are people who didn't do these things as well as you, but they got better results. You understand? Listen, man. There are things that you did in life that you did so damn well, that you actually deserve the world for doing these things, but you didn't get good results. And there are other people who try to do the same things, who didn't do these things as well as you, who didn't even put as much effort as you put, and they got better results. Do you understand that you're not in control? And it doesn't really matter what you do. Life will give you what it wants to give you. This matrix will put you where it wants you to be, no matter what. You can work as hard as possible and still get bad results. All right? Like, the matrix will put you where it wants to put you. You see, it will find the excuses to not put you where you want to be. Believable excuses. Oh, you're just not ready right now. Oh, you're sick. You're sick, so you cannot do this right now. Oh no, there's a better person. There's a person who's better than you right now, so you're not supposed to have. You're not in control. You cannot believe that you're in control in a reality that you don't even understand. All right, you didn't create this reality. You don't know how it even works, and you want to believe that this is not random. You want to believe that this is random. No one behind the scenes is like creating everything. You don't want to believe that you want to believe that no one is behind the scene creating everything, controlling everything. You want to believe that all of this is real, all of this is fair. It's random like that. Nothing is happening behind the scenes. This is the real reality. And after all of this is over, you're going to stop existing. Does that really make sense to you? It should be obvious to everyone that this is not the real world. It isn't. And it wasn't created for our own good. It was created more as a trap, because there's something that is that's actually needed from us. We might not really know what it is, but I think it's energy. I think we're able to produce energy. I remember someone commented on one of my videos where I was talking about us being like an energy source, and they were saying that no, it doesn't really make sense. Why would God or the universe want energy from us? Why would something even create us just for energy? But why wouldn't it? If it can. What is actually the most effective way to get energy? If you can have conscious beings that are actually able to produce energy when they suffer, when they take something too seriously, when they stress, when they need something, when they fight, when they work, why not do that? Why not create these beings and have them fight, have them stress? You can see that this reality wasn't created for you to have fun. It wasn't created for you to be happy, to be joyous. It wasn't created for you to be happy. If it was created for you to be happy, you'll be the happiest being ever. All right? If that was the purpose of this, if the purpose of us existing was for us to actually be happy, we will be happy. But not only are we not happy, we are stressing and facing a lot of difficult problems. We're stressing. So even if happiness wasn't possible, if this was created for our own good, we wouldn't be suffering. People are suffering, bro, and they're told that, oh no, you're suffering because of how you look at life, because of how you look at things. Oh, you gotta try to have a positive mindset, this and that. Like, no, bro, it doesn't matter if you have a positive mindset, you'd still suffer. You understand that? And also, you cannot fake having a positive mindset. I want you all to get that. So even if you decided to pretend as if you have what they call a positive mindset, if you are a deep thinker, you still wouldn't have, a positive mindset. It's like if someone is manipulating you and you can see that they're manipulating you, and someone else tell you that no, actually you must just believe that this person cares about you and they're trying to do what is best for you. But you can see they're manipulating you. You cannot fake believing that they're not manipulating you if you can see that they're manipulating you, you see? So you cannot fake having a positive mindset if you see that what is going on really doesn't make sense. It's only the people who are less conscious than you who will have a positive mindset because they do not see what is going on. But you are conscious, you are able to see what is going on. That is why you do not have a positive mindset. And that is not a bad thing. You see, you need to try to figure out how things really work in order to become conscious enough to be in control. Because you won't be in control if you don't really know what is going on. If things are just happening and you don't know why these things are happening, they just happen. You're just telling yourself that, nah, man, things are just happening randomly, or they're not happening randomly. How are you going to take control if you believe things are happening randomly, even if they're not actually happening randomly? It's just what you've convinced yourself because that's what you want to believe for some reason. it should be obvious to people that this isn't the real reality. It should be obvious that to people that we are being controlled in so many different ways. It should be obvious to a lot of people that they are not where they are because they've made bad decisions or they've made good decisions. Everything is actually rigged. You might tell yourself that what I'm saying can't possibly be true. Things are happening randomly. You are in control of your life. I mean, it's tempting to believe that you're in control of your life, isn't it? That if I just tried hard enough, things will happen the way that I want them to happen. Things have not happened the way that I wanted them to happen because I just wasn't working hard enough, or I just didn't plan as well as I should have, or I was just born in the wrong place, or it's just bad luck, or only if I was able to get to that place at the right time, things will have happened. Like, nah, man. Stop believing the BS. You are not where you want to be because this matrix didn't want you to be there in the first place. If it did want you to be there, you will be there. So consider the possibility that what I'm saying is actually true. Consider the possibility that what I'm saying is actually true, right? That Earth might actually be an energy farm. And there is something that gets energy from us when we suffer. Isn't that the explanation that truly makes sense? When you look at the way that things work, doesn't that explanation make sense? Doesn't that explanation make you think, wow, there's no better explanation for what's going on? I mean, what else could be going on? We're trapped here by demons, and there's a God that actually wants to free us, but he's testing us for some reason. So he allows these demons to torture us, but he wants us to believe in him, even though these demons are making it hard for us to believe in him. If we believe in him, he's going to free. Like, what story truly makes sense? What story about our existence truly makes sense? Isn't it more logical to think that we're suffering because something wants us to suffer and there is something that it's gaining from our suffering? I mean, dude, people suffer even when they've not done anything, all right? You do not suffer because you're making mistakes or you've made mistakes. You do understand that this reality could have given you exactly what you want without you even doing anything. That's one of the reasons why some people believe in karma. Because there are some people who are born in very bad places, all right, where they have to go through hell. How do we explain that? You tell yourself that it's just karma. Some people are born without hands. You tell yourself, oh, it's karma. In their previous life, they've done something bad, so it's karma. No, it's not. It's not karma. It will be impossible. I mean, even if it was karma, it wouldn't mean that that's a good thing. It wouldn't mean that it's a good thing that if I make a mistake in this reality, I get punished in the next reality, and that makes sense. That will automatically mean that it's a trap. Because it's impossible for people to do the right things all the time. It is impossible. That's what you must understand. And I do the things that I do because of how life programmed me. If life programmed me differently, I would be doing different things. All right. If I was born in a country where there was war and I was programmed to fight, trained how to kill and all that, it maybe makes sense to me. Even though that is wrong. So it has to do with how we've been programmed as people. If you were born in a different place, you wouldn't be exactly the way that you are. There will be something different about you. There will be some things that you would have done that you didn't do now. You understand? So this karma thing doesn't make any sense, because we do the things that we do because of how life has programmed us. It is possible for someone who is capable of unaliving someone to not unalive someone because of how they were raised. You see, it's possible for someone who could have been a thief to not be a thief because of how they were raised. So it really doesn't make sense to believe that people who are suffering because of karma. They made bad decisions in their previous life. No. People who are suffering are innocent. They don't deserve to be suffering. They've not done anything to deserve to suffer. Even if they did bad things in their previous lives, it wouldn't mean that they deserve to suffer. So it's obvious that we're suffering not for our own good. People are suffering not for their own good. You see, some people are suffering because they're not willing to do horrible things. Do you understand that? Understand what I'm telling you? There are people who are suffering because they're not willing to do horrible things. Someone is suffering because they're not willing to steal. Someone is suffering because they're not willing to unalive someone. Someone is suffering because they're not willing to be selfish. So they're like, you know what, I want to do the right things. No matter what, I still want to do the right things. Because when you look at how things have been programmed in this life, we're supposed to do horrible things. There are people who are vegans who have decided that they're not going to consume any more product, not because it's easier for them to live life that way, but because they can see that, no, man, the way that we're treating animals is wrong. And they don't want to lie to themselves. Because if that is right, that will automatically mean that if there was an alien species that actually feeds off our energy, just like I'm telling y'all, or that actually, unalive humans and eat them, that will be right for it to do that. If you just want to say that, oh, it's natural, it's natural. So it will also mean that it will be natural for these alien beings to unalive humans and eat them. Do you see that is completely wrong? That doesn't make sense. That's not intellectual honesty. That's people lying to themselves based on what they want. That's people having double standards. So we've been programmed to do horrible things in order to find ourselves where we want to find ourselves. And if we decide that we're not going to do these things, then we find ourselves in we find ourselves in much worse situation. So you see, something definitely wants humanity to suffer. Something definitely wants all sentient beings to suffer. That's why animals suffer. That's why. And Koramjan. That's why humans suffer even when they are not trying to suffer. You see, you try your best to avoid suffering, but you still find yourself suffering. At this, there is something that wants you to suffer. Just the fact that suffering itself is possible should tell you something, because it would have been possible for you to live in a reality where suffering was impossible. You do understand that. It wouldn't have been possible for you to live in a reality where suffering was completely impossible, where you wouldn't suffer at all. So even if things weren't happening your way, but you still wouldn't be suffering. But you live in a reality where When things are not going your way, you must suffer so that you'll do something. I've given you guys this example that most people who do horrible things because they're suffering, and they believe that once they do these horrible things, they'll suffer less. So someone does something bad and you suffer because of what they did, and you convince yourself that if you did something bad to them, then you would suffer less. People who believe in revenge. Oh, this person has hurt me, so I must hurt them back. No, it's another trap. You're not going to be okay. You won't feel satisfied in the end. All right, it's a trap. But yeah, sometimes you would believe, because you're in pain, you believe that, only if I did something bad to the person that has done something bad to me, or the person that will have put me in this situation that I'm in, I'll feel better. But you end up not feeling better. You might even lie to yourself after doing something horrible to someone who has done something horrible to you. You might even lie to yourself and say, I feel better now, but you still be feeling the same. It's a trap. So you see, this requires honesty. This requires intellectual honesty. When you think as honestly as you can without biases, you realize that sentient beings would suffer no matter what. We're not suffering because we're doing things wrong. I want you to understand, humanity is not suffering because we're doing things. It has nothing to do with us doing things wrong, all right? It has everything to do with how everything was constructed, how everything is supposed to be. Just like I keep on telling you guys that suffering is not a bug. Some suffering is a future. So if I'm right, I'm telling you, it makes more sense to believe that I am right. It will mean that every thing that you go through that causes you suffering is happening not because you want it to happen, or not because you've been making bad decisions, but because this reality just wants people to suffer, because there is something that is being gained. So the answer has always been what I'm telling you, or what I've been telling you, that you must learn to care less. Caring too much isn't a good thing in a reality where you are supposed to be suffering. You see, just like caring too much about a person who's toxic wouldn't be a good thing. Can you imagine there's someone in your life who's really, really toxic, who really doesn't care about you, who really wants you to suffer? Do you know that there are some people who are so toxic that they actually want you to suffer for loving them? Do you know that? Like when you suffer, they're happy, these people. They want you to suffer. Like they're psychos. They feel better when you're suffering, when you're stressing about them, when you're not eating because you're thinking about, they want that. Do you understand? There are people like that in this reality. They want you to suffer. They want you to stress. They feel better. Like they're so damn miserable that they want you to be miserable. You see, you're not miserable. Like when things are going your way, you're not miserable. But there are people who are miserable no matter what is happening in their own lives. You don't understand that. There are people who are actually miserable no matter what's going on in their lives. Like they can't appreciate anything. They're just miserable. So they want other people to suffer because they themselves are miserable. So they will do things that will make the people who care about them suffer. And they will feel satisfied when they see these people suffering. There are people like that. So what do? You detach yourself. You realize that this person gain something from watching me suffer. So I must detach myself. I must learn to not take them seriously, because they will continue to make me suffer when I care about them. You see? You realize that and you're like, okay, fine, I'm no longer going to care. I'm no longer going to give this person my energy, because when I give them my energy, I suffer, because that's actually what they want. They want me to suffer. They want me to give them their energy so that they will make me suffer. So you must realize that even this reality is, this reality is like that. You're supposed to give it your energy, and when you give it your energy, it makes you suffer. It has nothing to do with you doing the right things or the wrong things. Nah. We're being controlled. All of us, we're being played. Just like I've been telling you guys that we're not really playing life, but life is actually playing us. We're being played. You didn't choose where you're going to be born. You didn't choose the color of your skin. You didn't choose your parents. You didn't choose your brothers and sisters. You didn't choose your uncles. You know what I mean? You didn't choose anything. So that means that how they've treated you had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with what you desired. This reality was just what it wanted to be to you. And what you go through when you are young will affect you as another. Like, there's no way around it. There are things that you go through when you are young that will affect you even when you're older. There's no way around it. Our experiences shape us. I mean, even a person who's as conscious as I am know that that's true. I'm so damn conscious that I'm able to operate outside the system, but I still know that how I grew up still does affect me today, even though I'm a very conscious being. Even though I'm conscious of, what happened for me to actually be feeling the way that I feel, or to be thinking the way that I think. You can't really escape it. So imagine how a lot of people behave who are less conscious than me. People who still believe in a religion that they were indoctrinated to believe. I mean, think about it. There are people who believe in a religion that they believe in because they have been indoctrinated, they have been brainwashed, and they can't escape that. They can't escape that trap. It makes complete sense to them that religion is actually true, even though it's completely false. So don't you think that how they were raised truly affected them? Like what they've had to go through truly affects them now. Like, it makes complete sense to believe that, than to think that people have power over how they feel, how they think, the kind of people that they're going to be. No, it doesn't work that way. It truly does matter how you experience life. And also realize that the amount of suffering that you end up going through doesn't may even make you a better person. I don't know anyone who became a better person because they suffered. You might think about some people who became successful because they've suffered, but they didn't become better people. That's what you must realize. In fact, if you were born into this world and you are very conscious and you want to do the right things, it's most likely that this world is going to corrupt you. And you might end up being selfish. You might not end up being super selfish because you were very conscious, but you might end up being less than how you could have been. Like, this world truly does corrupt people. So yes, you can be born in a wrong place and suffer and suffer and suffer and end up being successful, but that doesn't mean that you succeeded because you're a better person. So what you've had to go through made you a better person? No. Maybe what you've been through gave you the drive, or made you desire something so badly that you worked hard for it, but it doesn't really mean that you're a better person. I know a lot of people who are successful, who have been through hell, who I thought were better people, but they suck. So suffering doesn't really make you a better person. It might actually make you worse. In fact, it's more suffering. There's so many chances that suffering can actually make you much worse than you are, than you actually becoming a better person. And that's something that each and every person should be aware of than lying to themselves. Thank you all, guys.